Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be using Halloween Pals by Pretty Pink Posh and Wonky Stitched Stacks rectangle dies. And then I was planning on using this Trick or Treat script die from Pretty Pink Posh that's cut out in the bottom left corner. And also the cute Halloween paper from Stampin' Up! This year. I don't end up using the sentiment because based on the layout that I did for the card, it doesn't really fit. So I'm going to save it to use on another card, maybe like a vertical, non-horizontal situation where it will actually fit how you see it right there. So I just end up using the sentiment from this stamp set. So I just have a 4 1/4 by 5.5 base of the Halloween color polka dot on white background from the Stampin' Up! Papers. And then I'm going to be using my Tri-Blend markers and a Copic here or there, maybe one Copic, 2 Copics, to color in these images. For yesterday, I had actually started filming with these guys, and that's why I had stamped a few of them. And I was using the scene die, like the spooky Halloween scene and background dies from Hello Bluebird. And after I put on the frame, which I probably didn't do as straight as I should have, then the puzzle pieces kind of didn't fit as well together. I know that they can because they die cut apart like a puzzle. So it was really hard to get the frame on the card straight with glue. And so it ended up having gaps and it didn't look right. And I had colored in these guys and put them on the card, but I scrapped it. And I made yesterday's video instead. But that's okay. I rarely throw away a card, maybe like twice a year, so I'm not really worried about it. I was just kind of annoyed, but that's fine. Anyway, so I decided to use these guys again, give them another shot at a better card. I know this is simple, and this is kind of my go-to layout. So if you're tired of seeing that, I'm sorry. My go-to layout of patterned paper card base panel, and then using my wonky stitched rectangles. I have a couple sets to just mount some images and a sentiment. I didn't get to do much pre-filming, pre-recording for videos this weekend that I wanted to do, unfortunately. And so when I have to do them after work, because I'm trying to do a video every day, it's a little less imaginative. So I apologize. Hopefully you enjoy the coloring aspect. I don't add any white accents or anything to these guys either. Sometimes not adding those things, I mean, they're not like a necessity. You don't have to add white accents to things. Some people do it on all of their images. Some people don't do it at all, and some people do it on some. These guys just seemed to stand pretty well on their own, and I didn't feel like white accents were going to make it any better. So I will just color them in and cut them out. I really like the burnt orange blend for cats from my Tri-Blends. Not so much for the like anything that I want to actually be orange, like a pumpkin. The orange blend is pretty good for that. I usually go to a Copic combo. I usually change up my Copic orange combo pretty often. There are probably 6 to 8 oranges that I like to mix up for 3 color blends. If you have a favorite 3 color orange blend for Copics, let me know down below. I likely have the colors. I have most of the oranges in that section. But for these pumpkins, I used the orange blend, Tri-Blend. Just kind of outlining the outer edges. And then their lids, I'm going to call them lids because they've been cut off. And trying to get that 3 color blend in there. For the inside of pumpkins, as I've been coloring in Halloween images, I've noticed that it seems silly to say out loud, but if you use a lighter yellow, almost even a pale yellow, but at the very least a lighter yellow than a darker tone, it looks brighter, more like there's a candle in there. Because on one of my pumpkins, I think it was these guys when I colored them a couple nights ago, I was trying to do the card that failed. One of them I used the dark end of one of my tri-blends and it didn't look right. And so I used a light yellow on the other pumpkin and it looked better, like brighter, like it was. Even a pale yellow, you'd expect it to look pale, but it still looked brighter coming out of the middle of the pumpkin, if that makes sense. And then I've gone back to my purple blend. I've been using the lavender blend a lot for the tri-blends. I don't want to neglect it, so I use that for a few cards in a row. And then I reached for my purple blend because my witch hats are always pretty much purple. I don't know how to color them another color. So I'm going to go cut those guys out with their dies off camera to save some time. And then stick our panel. Oh no, I already did that. Stick the white die cut panel down to the center and then kind of find a way. I know these guys are going to overlap somewhat because I want them to each have their pumpkin, but they're going to be in front. Having the pumpkin, like the cat's pumpkin, in front of his tail as if the pumpkins were in front, it didn't make it look, it looked kind of odd. So I decided that the animals would be in front of their pumpkins. This is where I kind of start to lay down the trick or treat and realizing it's just too wide for the card. So I'm going to end up using that on another card turned the other way so that that will fit. I think I have an idea in mind. Maybe I'll do that one tomorrow to use that sentiment and maybe another Pretty Pink Posh set. So hopefully that turns out. And then just kind of put the pumpkins in the middle, not too close to each other. And then I wanted to keep the animals within the white die cut panel. I didn't want them over the pattern paper. So I just overlapped them on their pumpkins a little bit there. And then I'm just going to use the Happy Halloween sentiment from this stamp set. I really like Pretty Pink Posh's font. They do really well on their sentiments. And I even purchased 2, if not 3, in my most recent order of their sentiment sets just because the font is so pretty and the sentiments are great too. So, very simple card. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.